In the bustling heart of Abuja, where the chatter of street vendors mingled with the hum of car engines, Adaora Okoye sat in her sleek office overlooking the city. A high-powered businesswoman, Adaora had earned her place among the elite through hard work, determination, and the sharp instincts inherited from her father, a former chief who once ruled their village with wisdom. Despite her success, she often found herself alone at night, longing for more than business deals and accolades. Adaora was every inch the modern Nigerian woman, intelligent, fiercely independent, and proud of her heritage. She wore her success like a second skin, but inside, she longed for companionship, someone who could love her beyond her wealth and accomplishments. So, in a moment of vulnerability, she turned to the digital world for solace, opening an account on an exclusive dating app. It was here, after swiping past endless faces of men who either wanted her for her money or fame, that she found Dante O'Connor. His profile was mesmerizing, handsome, suave, and mysterious. He wasn't just another rich Lagosian or an oil tycoon. Dante claimed to be a reclusive billionaire, a man with an empire stretching across Europe, Africa, and the Middle East. His wealth, he said, wasn't just material. He had knowledge, connections, and power few could imagine. "I want to meet you in person," Adaora said one evening, her heart pounding with excitement as Dante appeared on her screen from what looked like a luxurious penthouse. He was dressed in an expensive suit, his face lit by the glow of city lights behind him. "I would love nothing more," Dante responded, his voice smooth like buttered yam. "But my security, it's complicated. You understand, right? The world I operate in is dangerous and I've made enemies. But soon, my love, soon, I will make all things possible for us." He promised her the world, expensive vacations, investment in her business, and even a house in the serene hills of Abuja, where they would live away from the noise of Lagos. He sent her gifts, gold jewellery, rare art pieces, and designer clothing. But they never arrived. Dante always had an excuse: customs issues, courier delays, but Adaora believed him. Why wouldn't she? He was a billionaire with a complex life. But while Adaora was lost in the fantasy, her best friend, Oyin Ajayi, grew more suspicious by the day. Oyin had known Adaora since their days in university, where they had often spent nights debating everything from politics to traditional Yoruba proverbs. Oyin was skeptical of love, especially love found online. "This Dante sounds too good to be true, Ada," Oyin said one evening as they shared suya on the balcony of Adaora's penthouse. "How can a man love you so much and not meet you in person? It doesn't make sense. You are blinded by this fantasy." "Oyin, not everyone is like you, cynical about men," Adaora retorted, though deep down she was beginning to feel the weight of Oyin's words. "He's real and I know it. You don't understand the world he lives in. He's different." Oyin shook her head, her brow furrowed in frustration. "I just want you to be careful. These days, with technology, anything is possible. People aren't always who they seem." Days passed, and Adaora found herself even more fascinated by Dante. He began asking for favours, small ones at first. A small investment here, some help with arrangements there. He explained that his wealth was tied up in different international projects, and that Nigeria's banking system was not always easy to work with. He said he needed someone he could trust, and Adaora, blinded by love, transferred large amounts of money to the accounts he gave her, trusting in the future they would build together. "I'm doing this for us," he would say, and she trusted him. But Oyin was not so easily fooled. She asked a friend who was good with technology to look deeper into Dante's background. What they discovered was more terrifying than she had imagined. As Dante's demands increased, he told Adaora to manage investments for him, saying he needed her help. Believing him completely, she sent him her hard-earned money, convinced it was for their future. Every transaction slowly reduced her financial security, blurring the line between love and deceit. The dream began to crumble as Dante became more distant. A gift he had promised her, a rare piece of jewellery, never arrived. Doubts started to grow, and Adaora began to see the flaws in their relationship. One afternoon, Oyin rushed into Adaora's office, holding her phone tightly. "Ada, you need to see this." Reluctantly, Adaora watched as Oyin played a video, pausing at different moments. The man in the video looked exactly like Dante, sitting in his fancy penthouse, but there were small glitches, flickers in how he moved, tiny distortions in his voice. "It's a deep fake, Ada. This man isn't real. His whole identity is fake, created by scammers using AI technology. I checked his name, his company, everything. There's nothing. You're being tricked." Adaora's heart pounded. The room felt like it was spinning. "No, that can't be true. Dante loves me. He couldn't do this." But deep down, Adaora knew the truth. She'd ignored the signs, the gifts that never arrived, the endless excuses, the money she kept sending without question. The dream of love was breaking apart before her, and she felt foolish for believing it. When she confronted Dante, he disappeared. Determined to find the truth, Adaora decided to follow the trail of Dante's accounts, with Oyin supporting her every step. They traced the money to a man named Maxwell Chika, a former tech genius who had turned to crime. He used deepfake technology to create fake identities and target successful, vulnerable women like Adaora. "Maxwell Chika," Oyin read from a report. "He's been doing this for years, Ada. You're not the first, and if we don't stop him, you won't be the last." Adaora's mind filled with memories of every conversation, every promise, and every lie. She felt a rage like never before, a fiery determination to get justice. For days after learning the truth, Adaora couldn't sleep. Every time she closed her eyes, she saw Dante's face, his charming smile and his smooth voice, repeating promises of giving her the world. It was hard to accept that everything had been a lie, a carefully planned trick to steal her heart and her money. Adaora wasn't the type of woman who gave up easily. She had faced challenges before, difficulties in the business world, family expectations, and pressure from society. But this was different. This was personal. She had shared a part of herself with Dante, only to discover she had been in love with a ghost, a fake person created by technology. "I won't let this go," she told Oyin one evening. They were sitting together on Adaora's balcony, in the same spot where they had once talked about Dante, as if he were real. "I'm going to find this Maxwell Chika, and I'll make him pay for what he has done." "I'm with you," Oyin said firmly. "But you need to be careful. These people are dangerous. They're not just ordinary thieves. They're part of a global network, and they don't care who they hurt." Adaora nodded, but the determined look in her eyes didn't fade. "I've dealt with ruthless men before, Oyin. I won't let fear stop me." Adaora started her investigation, using every connection she had built over the years in her business career. She contacted bankers, cybersecurity specialists, and, even some government officials she had assisted with investments in the past. Bit by bit, the pieces began to fit together. Maxwell Chika was working from a hidden location in Abuja, where he had built a complex network of hackers, programmers, and digital artists. They worked as a team to create fake identities like Dante's. It was a profitable business, one that targeted wealthy, lonely people like Adaora. Maxwell and his team would attract their victims with promises of love, riches, or business opportunities. By the time the victims realized they had been tricked, it was too late. Their money was gone, and their lives were shattered. As Adaora dug deeper into Maxwell's operations, she discovered just how far his scams had spread. He wasn't just operating in Nigeria. His schemes reached across continents with victims in Europe, America, and the Middle East. The thought made Adaora feel sick. She had been just another victim in his plans, another target caught in his web of lies. But Adaora wasn't an ordinary victim. She had the resources, the contacts, and the willpower to fight back. Who is Maxwell Chika, the man behind the mask? Maxwell grew up in a small town in eastern Nigeria, where technology was hard to come by in his youthful days. But Maxwell was clever. His love for computers began when a teacher once brought a laptop to school, something very unusual in the village. From that day, Maxwell was fascinated. He spent hours at local cyber cafes, teaching himself how to code and learning everything he could about computers and the internet. By the time he got to university, where he studied computer science in Lagos, Maxwell was already known as a genius in coding and cybersecurity. His professors often praised his potential to change the Nigerian tech industry. He was the type of student who could break into complicated systems, not to cause harm, but to show how weak their security was. Some people said he was too smart for his own good. After finishing university, Maxwell was quickly hired by a leading tech company in Lagos. His skills in cybersecurity and artificial intelligence, AI, were highly valued, and for a while, Maxwell did very well. He worked on big projects, including AI development, and even helped a government agency improve national cybersecurity. But Maxwell's brilliance was soon overshadowed by his pride and a growing frustration with how slow legal success could be. Maxwell wanted more. He saw the tech industry as his personal playground, and climbing the corporate ladder wasn't fast enough for him. While his co-workers were happy with their six-figure salaries, Maxwell dreamed of wealth and power far greater than what a legal career could offer. His ambition, combined with his belief that he was better than others, made him feel he deserved more than just an ordinary job. The turning point came when one of Maxwell's personal projects, a deepfake software he had created, caught the attention of an international group of cybercriminals. Deepfake technology, which uses AI to make highly realistic fake images and videos, was still new. But Maxwell had mastered it. What began as an innocent experiment, a tool for creating fun digital effects, soon became a dangerous obsession. Maxwell was contacted by a secret network of criminals who saw how his technology could be turned into a weapon. They introduced him to the idea of using deep fakes to make fake identities, high-profile personalities who could be used to scam rich people. The money they talked about was enormous, and Maxwell, feeling undervalued in his legal career, decided to take the offer. At first, it was about proving to himself that he could do it, creating identities so believable that no one would realize they were fake. But when the money started coming in, Maxwell's sense of right and wrong disappeared completely. He told himself that his victims were greedy, lonely, or foolish enough to fall for the scams. To him, they were just collateral damage in his quest for wealth. Maxwell's business grew very fast. He put together a team of hackers, computer experts, and digital artists from Nigeria and other countries. They built a secret group that tricked rich people by creating fake online identities. Their biggest advantage was the deepfake technology Maxwell had mastered. They made fake videos of rich and important people, billionaires, business owners, and even celebrities, who talked to their targets, gained their trust, and then stole their money using clever financial scams. Maxwell targeted people who were vulnerable, like Adaora, who was successful but lonely, searching for love and recognition. His team pulled them in with promises of wealth or business opportunities. The deepfake characters looked so real that even smart and careful people believed them. The victims sent money to foreign accounts, thinking they were helping someone they cared about. But in reality, they were helping Maxwell grow his criminal empire. Maxwell's greed had no limits. As his group became bigger, he wanted even more power. He brought in more people to help him, spreading his scams from Nigeria to Europe and America. His tricks became more advanced, using not just deepfake videos, but also fake emails, phone scams, and stolen data to get personal details from his victims. Maxwell carried out many scams, including the invisible billionaire. With this scam, Maxwell created a fake billionaire named Dante O'Connor, using deepfake technology. He gave Dante a rich backstory, filled with tales of extreme wealth and a glamorous lifestyle. Maxwell made realistic videos of Dante in luxury locations, meeting important people, and attending fancy events. Maxwell used dating sites to target successful businesswomen. He sent messages that appealed to their need for love and success. After gaining their trust, he shared videos of Dante showing deep feelings for them and boasting about his wealth. The videos were so lifelike that even tech-savvy people believed them. Once the women trusted him, Dante started asking for money, saying his wealth was stuck in foreign investments. He convinced them to send money for business deals or to help deliver gifts. One victim lost over $250,000, believing she was helping her future husband. Another was the luxury investment scam. Maxwell created another fake persona, Victor Nwosu, using deepfake technology. Victor appeared as a wealthy entrepreneur with expertise in luxury investments. He built a fake investment website that displayed luxury properties and high-profit projects, complete with fake client reviews. Maxwell also hosted online seminars where Victor acted as a financial expert, sharing exclusive investment opportunities. These seminars had fake time-limited offers to make victims act quickly. Many people transferred large amounts of money, thinking they were part of a special group. Maxwell made over $1 million before the scam fell apart. When investors asked for updates, they discovered the investments didn't exist. And then, the philanthropist charade scam. Maxwell created a deepfake of a famous Nigerian philanthropist to win the trust of people who wanted to support charities. He made videos of the philanthropist visiting orphanages, schools, and hospitals, talking about how donations were changing lives. Maxwell set up a fake charity website, claiming donations would be doubled by the philanthropist. Many people, touched by the videos, gave large sums of money. Maxwell stole over $500,000 before the scam was exposed, leaving donors heartbroken. He created also the celebrity romance ruse. Maxwell used deepfake technology to pretend to be a popular Nigerian celebrity. He created a story about the celebrity being lonely and looking for love after heartbreak. Maxwell interacted with fans on social media, mimicking the celebrity's style and speech. He built relationships over time, then offered private video calls where the fake celebrity shared personal stories and affection. After gaining trust, the deepfake asked for money for urgent needs like legal fees or charity projects. Many fans, believing the relationship was real, sent tens of thousands of dollars. He created the business partner scheme. Maxwell created another fake persona, a successful businessman with big ventures in tech and real estate. He used LinkedIn to target entrepreneurs, sending personalized messages to potential partners. He shared deepfake videos of his business achievements, showing stage meetings and updates. He then invited people to invest in joint ventures, promising huge profits. Many entrepreneurs invested, hoping for high returns, but Maxwell vanished after getting the money. This scam earned him over $800,000. Maxwell targeted vulnerable people like Adaora, who were successful but lonely, craving love and validation. His team used deepfake technology to make the scams look real, tricking even smart individuals. Victims sent money to offshore accounts, thinking they were helping loved ones or trusted partners. Instead, they were funding Maxwell's empire. Despite his success, Maxwell couldn't escape the consequences of his actions forever. His operation became too large, and as the number of victims grew, so did the attention from law enforcement. Maxwell's arrogance led him to believe he was invincible, but Adaora's pursuit of justice and the exposure of his network marked the beginning of the end. Maxwell Chika, once a tech prodigy with a bright future, had now become a wanted man, a criminal mastermind whose brilliance had been consumed by greed and a lust for control. But for all his intelligence and cunning, Maxwell failed to realize one thing. No matter how powerful you think you are, the truth always has a way of catching up to you. One evening, Oyin introduced a contact, a man named Jake, who had worked in cybersecurity for many years. He had seen scams like Maxwell's before, though none as advanced. "We need to strike where it hurts most," Jake said, leaning forward with a serious look. "Maxwell hides in the shadows. He uses fake names, fake accounts. If we can expose him and destroy his network, his scam will be over." Adaora listened carefully, her mind filled with ideas. "What do we need to do?" she asked. "Proof," Jake answered. "We need solid evidence to show the world what Maxwell is doing. If we can get into his system, we'll find everything. His victims, his money transfers, his deepfake operations. But it won't be easy. His security is strong." Adaora's expression hardened. "I don't care how hard it is. We're doing this." Weeks passed as Adaora and her team, including Oyin and Jake, worked tirelessly to track Maxwell's network. They watched his online activities, traced his accounts, and even hacked into some of his lower-level systems. What they found was shocking. Dozens of victims like Adaora, all tricked by different fake identities, all believing they had found love or an incredible business deal. But Maxwell was cautious. He moved like a ghost, never leaving a clear path. Each time they thought they were getting close, he disappeared, his digital footprints fading like mist in the morning sun. Despite the challenges, Adaora refused to give up. She had already lost too much: her money, her trust, her peace of mind. This fight was no longer just about her. It was about justice for everyone Maxwell had hurt. At last, after months of hard work, they got a breakthrough. One of Maxwell's former associates, a man named Ifeanyi, contacted Jake. He had grown tired of Maxwell's greed and cruelty and wanted to leave the operation. In exchange for protection, He was willing to give them the information they needed to bring Maxwell down. Ifeanyi was a skilled coder who saw working with Maxwell as a chance to grow in the tech world. Drawn in by Maxwell's charm and promises of wealth, he soon became caught in a web of lies. Ifeanyi met Maxwell at a tech conference in Lagos. Maxwell was a speaker, talking about cybersecurity and deepfake technology. Ifeanyi admired Maxwell's intelligence and confidence, seeing him as a mentor. Maxwell, impressed by Ifeanyi's coding skills, offered him a job in his secret operation, promising riches and opportunities Ifeanyi never dreamed of. At first, Ifeanyi's job was to create visuals and graphics for the fake personas Maxwell used in his scams. His skills helped make the deepfake videos so realistic that victims believed them. Ifeanyi enjoyed the excitement of using advanced technology and earning fast money, thinking he was part of something groundbreaking. As Ifeanyi got deeper into the operation, he began to understand just how deceptive it was. At first, he convinced himself it was just a game, creating digital characters that weren't real. But as he saw how much emotional and financial damage the victims suffered, he started feeling uneasy. The weight of the scam pressed on his conscience, especially when he realized some people had lost everything they owned. After thinking about it for a long time, Ifeanyi decided to leave Maxwell's operation. He went to Maxwell and shared his concerns about the morality of their work. He said he wanted to focus on legal projects that could make a real difference in society. But Maxwell refused to support him. Instead, he threatened Ifeanyi, warning him of the dangers of revealing their secrets. After leaving Maxwell's operation, Ifeanyi struggled to find work in the tech industry. Many companies didn't want to hire someone with a questionable past, but he was determined to rebuild his life. He started volunteering with groups that taught people about online scams and digital safety. That was when he was introduced to Adaora. Adaora and Oyin met Ifeanyi in a small, dimly lit cafe on the outskirts of Lagos. Ifeanyi was nervous, looking around every few minutes, as if expecting Maxwell to appear. "You don't understand," he said, his voice shaking. "Maxwell isn't just a scammer. He's dangerous. If he finds out I'm helping you, I'm as good as dead." "You'll be safe," Adaora assured him, though she knew the risks. "Just tell us what we need to know." Ifeanyi handed them a flash drive. "Everything is on here," he said. "His accounts, his transactions, his messages with the network. It's all there. But once you use it, Maxwell will know. He'll come for you." Adaora took the flash drive, her hand steady. "Let him come," she said. "I'm ready." Ifeanyi's evidence played a key role in launching an investigation into Maxwell's scams. With the proof in hand, Adaora, Oyin and Jake made their final move. They uploaded the data to several international news outlets, exposing Maxwell's entire scheme. They revealed how he used deepfake technology to create fake identities, scam millions from victims, and destroy lives across the world. The story spread quickly. News stations from Lagos to London reported on the scam, and soon Maxwell Chika's face was everywhere. Authorities began searching for him, but Maxwell was smart. He disappeared. His empire started falling apart, but he was still out there. Adaora watched the news from her office, feeling a wave of satisfaction. She had done it. She had exposed Maxwell for what he truly was. A fraud. A thief. A coward. But even as the days passed, she couldn't shake the feeling that this wasn't over. Maxwell was still somewhere in the shadows, and she knew he wouldn't forget what she had done. One evening, Adaora sat alone in her penthouse when the soft glow of her phone caught her eye. She picked it up and saw a notification from her dating app, the same app where she had met Dante. "You have a new match." Her heart skipped a beat. Could it be? Had Maxwell found her again? Slowly, she opened the app and looked at the profile. Another perfect man. Handsome, wealthy, charming. But this time, Adaora didn't feel the same excitement. Instead, a cold fear crept up her spine. Was it real? Or just another lie? Adaora stared at the screen for a long time, her finger hovering over the delete button. But she didn't press it. Instead, she closed the app and set her phone down. As she walked away, her mind raced. The digital world was full of dangers, and Adaora had learned that the hard way. In this age of technology, the line between reality and illusion was blurred. And as she gazed out at the Lego skyline, she wondered if she would ever truly trust again.